Welcome to Max with RP. In our last video, we were doing problems on types of functions, particularly one-to-one and onto functions. So we will discuss more problems in this video. See, let us suppose we have a function f from r plus to minus 5 comma infinity defined as f of x equal to 9x square plus 6x minus 5. You have to show that f is bijective. That is, you have to show f is one-to-one and onto. So first we will prove it is one-to-one. How will you prove it is one-to-one? Let f of x1 be equal to f of x2. What does that mean? 9x1 square plus 6x1 minus 5 equal to 9x2 square plus 6x2 minus 5. So 9 into x1 square minus x2 square plus 6 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0. So if I take out x1 minus x2 as common, I will have 9x1 plus 9x2 plus 6 equal to 0. Now this is positive because they are coming from r plus, belongs to r plus. x1, x2 coming from r plus will make this a positive quantity. Therefore, only x1 minus x2 is equal to 0. Therefore, x1 equal to x2. So we started with f of x1 equal to f of x2 and we have proved x1 equal to x2. Next we will check whether it is onto. So let y belong to minus 5 comma infinity. So what is it that we have to prove? For any y, I should be able to find an pre-image. What will be the form of y? Y will be 9x square plus 6x minus 5, which I can rewrite it as 3x the whole square plus 2 into 3x minus 5, or y plus 5 is equal to 3x square plus 2 into 3x. Let me complete the squares. I will get y plus 6 is equal to, how will I complete the square? By adding 1. So if I add 1 here, I will add 1 there also. I will get 3x plus 1 the whole square. So I am adding 1 both sides. Okay. Now from here you get 3x plus 1. Normal circumstances it will be plus or minus root of y plus 6. But in this context it will be only plus root of y plus 6. Because as you know we are having f from r plus to minus 5 comma infinity. So 3x equal to minus 1 plus root of y plus 6, or x is equal to minus 1 plus root of y plus 6 by 3 belongs to r plus. This is positive, therefore this belongs to r plus. And also remember that y is defined from minus 5 to infinity. Okay. So for example, if I put minus 5 here, I will get a positive real number. So if you choose any value y between minus 5 to infinity, this will belong to r plus. So f is both onto and one-to-one. So we have checked it is onto. We have also checked that it is one-to-one. Therefore, this is a bijective function. Is it clear? Now, this is a very simple sum. Set A as 3 elements. So, a pictorial representation sometimes, helps us to understand better. Set B as 4 elements. x1, x2, x3, x4. You have to find the number of one-to-one functions from A to B. Number of one-to-one functions, what does it mean? Different elements from set A should have distinct images in B. Distinct elements are mapped onto distinct images. F of x1 equal to f of x2 implies x1 equal to x2, or x1 equivalently x1 not equal to x2 implies f of x1 not equal to f of x2. So, now we want to find the number of one-to-one functions from A to B. Now x1 can be mapped onto, we have 4 elements here, here you have 3 elements. Now x1 can be mapped onto any of the, x1 can be mapped to any one of the 4. Now x2 then can be mapped on, it can't be mapped onto the one element which is mapped onto x1. So how many choices are there? 3. How many choices are there for x3? Only 2. So therefore only 24 one-to-one functions are there from A to B. So drawing always helps us to understand the problem better. So I've just drawn A and B to indicate this as 3 and this as 4. We are counting the number of one-to-one functions from A to B. Now if you look at x1, x1 can be mapped with any of the 4. That's why I've written 4 here. Number of functions, one-to-one functions equal to 4 into x2 will have only 3 choices and x3 will have only 2 choices. Therefore, it is equal to 24. So, the number of one-to-one functions that exist between A to B will be 24. Now, A is defined from R minus 3. I hope you understand why. Because for example, here if I put x equal to 3, f of x will not be defined. That is why A is given as R minus 3. B is defined as R minus 1. And f of x, okay, is defined as, f is a function from A to B, and f of x is defined as x minus 2 by x minus 3. You have to show that f is bijective. Again, we have to show f is 1-to-1 and f is onto. So, to prove it is 1-to-1, let f of x1 be equal to f of x2. Therefore, x1 minus 2 by x1 minus 3 will be equal to x2 minus 2 by x2 minus 3. Okay, what is it we have to prove? We have to prove x1 equal to x2. So, cross multiplying x1 minus 2 into x2 minus 3 is equal to x2 minus 2 into x1 minus 3. Simplifying x1 x2 minus 2x2 minus 3x1 plus 6 is equal to x1 x2 minus 2x1 minus 3x2 plus 6. So cancelling off the identical terms, you get minus 2x1 minus 2x2 minus 3x1 is equal to minus 2x1 minus 3x2. So 2x2 plus 3x1 equal to 2x1 plus 3x2. So 2 into x2 minus x1 plus 3 into x1 minus x2 equal to 0, or equivalently 2 into, I'll just take out x1 minus x2. What will I get? Minus 2 plus 3, which implies x1 equal to x2. So f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies x1 equal to x2. Therefore, f is 1 to 1. Is f on to, given a y, I have to find an x. So let y belong to the set B. Then what will be the form of y? Y will be of the form x minus 2 by x minus 3. So now I have to express x in terms of y. So x, which should be meaningful. So xy minus 3y equal to x minus 2. So xy minus x equal to 3y minus 2, or x is equal to 3y minus 2 y minus 1. Where does it belong? It belongs to A. Okay. Now, given a y, we have identified a pre-image. What is the pre-image? X is equal to, therefore, f is onto. So f is both 1 to 1 and onto, therefore f is bijective. Now look at this problem. F goes from W to W. What does W mean? W is a set of whole numbers such that f of x equal to x minus 1 if x is odd. It is equal to x plus 1 if x is even. Okay. You have to prove it is bijective. So first thing I am going to prove is 1 to 1. So when we talk about 1 to 1, f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies x1 equal to x2 is what we need to prove. But there are different cases. So let x1 and x2 be odd. Then f of x1 equal to f of x2 would imply, if x1 and x2 are odd, then what is f of x? If x is odd, f of x is x minus 1. x1 minus 1 equal to x2 minus 1, which implies x1 equal to x2. Let x1 comma x2 be even. Then f of x1 then f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies what? If x is even, f of x is x plus 1. So x1 plus 1 equal to x2 plus 1, which implies again x1 equal to x2. Now what will happen if one of them is even and the other is odd? For example, if x1 is even and x2 is odd, okay, then if x1 is even, f of x1 is odd. If x2 is odd, f of x2 is even. So they are not equal. So if x1 not equal to x2 implies f of x1 not equal to f of x2 for the third case. So we have considered three cases here. Let x1, x2 be odd, let x1, x2 be even, x1 is even and x2 is odd. So what have we proved? F is therefore 1 to 1. Now we have to check whether it is onto. Okay. So let y, f is, as you can see, from W to W. I don't know if the color is visible, so I'm just going to change the color to black. Okay. Now given a y, I should be able to find a pre-image. So let y belong to W. Which W? The codomain. Let Y be even. Let me assume that Y is even. Okay. Now, if Y is even, then Y plus 1 is odd. And what will be f of y plus 1? What is f of x when x is odd? X minus 1. So it will be y plus 1 minus 1, which is y. So given a y, I have found a pre-image. So given a y, I have found a pre-image. What is a pre-image? Y plus 1. So in this case, f is on 2. Now what about, let us choosing a y in W which is an odd number. Let y be odd. Okay. Now if y is odd, y minus 1 will be even. Now what will be f of y minus 1? F of x when x is even is x plus 1. So it will be y minus 1 plus 1, which is y. So given a y, I have found a pre-image. What is that? Y minus. So y goes to y. The pre-image of y is y minus 1. When y is odd. When y is even, the pre-image of y is y plus 1. So we have proved that f is 1 to 1 and f is on to, therefore it is a bijective function. Is it clear? Now look at this problem. Show that the function f of x equal to x by 1 plus mod x. F of x equal to x by 1 plus mod x, where f goes from R to minus 1 comma 1. Minus 1 comma 1 means what? Minus 1 less than x, less than 1. We have to check whether it is bijective. Okay. Now, you must also notice something. When you look at the denominator, you have 1 plus mod x. 1 plus mod x is always positive. Okay. So, that is something that you need to note in your mind. Denominator is always positive. The numerator can be either positive or negative. Okay. Now, let us check whether the function is 1 to 1. Let x1 comma x2 be less than 0. If x, you know that mod x is x when x is greater than or equal to 0, equal to minus x when x is less than 0. Now, if they are both less than 0, f of x1 equal to f of x2 would imply x by, what is mod x? Minus x. 1 minus x, x1 equal to x2 by 1 minus x2. So, cross multiplying, I will get x1, x2, x minus x1, x2, x1 minus x1, x2 equal to x2 minus x1, x2. Therefore, x1 equal to x2. Now, if both of them were positive, if x1 comma x2 is greater than 0, okay, what can you say? Because we have minus 1 less than x less than 1. Okay. If x1, x2 is greater than 0, f of x1 equal to f of x2 implies x by x, x1 by 1 plus x1 equal to x2 by 1 plus x2. So x1 plus x1 x2 is equal to x2 plus x1 x2 gives x1 equal to x2. Therefore, f is 1 to 1. So I have taken strictly greater and strictly less than 0. What about if x itself is 0? F of 0 will be what? 0 by 1, which is 0. Because modulus of 0 is 0. So we have covered all the cases. Therefore, f is 1 to 1. What about on 2? Okay, now let y belong to minus 1 comma 1. Okay, now let y be negative. Okay, so now what will be your effort? What is it that you have to prove? Given a y, I have to find an x. So what will be my y now? Y equal to, as you have seen, x by 1 plus mod x. Now mod x is always positive. So if x is negative, y is negative. And if x is positive, y is positive. Okay, this is something that you need to understand. Now we also need to express x in terms of y. Okay, now if y were x by 1 plus mod x were x and x is positive, then what will be x in terms of y? You will get y plus xy equal to x, or xy minus x equal to minus y, or x into y minus 1 equal to minus y, or x is y by 1 minus y. Now, if x were this is when, as you know, mod x is x, when x is greater than or equal to 0, minus x when x is less than 0. Okay. So I have chosen mod x as x, that is when x is positive. When x is negative, y will be, this is when x is positive. Now, when x is negative, y will be x by 1 minus x. In which case, how will you express x in terms of y? Y minus xy equal to x. So, x plus xy equal to y, or x into 1 plus y equal to y, or x equal to y by 1 plus y. So, this will be the pre-image for y. In this case, this is okay. In this case, the pre-image of y will be x, which is y by 1 minus y. Okay. So, given an y, we have found an x in terms of y for both the cases. Therefore, f is on 2. Since f is, the previous slide we proved it was 1 to 1. Now we have proved that it is on 2. Therefore, f is bijective. Is it clear? Now, we have been looking at relations in isolations, functions in isolation. So now we are going to look at problems which involve both relations and functions. So look at this. This is a very interesting problem. Determine whether the relation are defined on the set of all real numbers are equal to set of all a comma b such that a comma b belong to R and a minus b plus root 3 belongs to the set of, so they are related, a and b are related if a minus b plus root 3 belongs to a set of irrationals. Okay, we have to prove that, I'm sorry, you have to prove that it is an equivalent, check whether it is an equivalence relation. So I'm going to, not bijective, so here I'm striking off. You have to check whether it is an equivalence relation. Okay, so what are the things that you need to check whether a relation is an equivalence relation? First thing you have to check is whether it is reflexive. Reflexive means A should be related to A for every A in R. So, A comma A, does it belong to R? Is what we are asking. Now, how do you check that? A minus A plus root 3 is root 3, right? Which belongs to a set of irrationals. Therefore, R is reflexive. So just for recalling, what is the definition of an equivalence relation? So we are actually here proving that the relation defined on the set of real numbers as R equal to set of all A comma B, where A and B are real numbers, they are both related if A minus B plus root 3 belongs to a set of irrationals. So we are checking whether it is an equivalence relation. Now, what are the things you have to check? Reflexive property, symmetry property, and transitive property. So, to prove that it is reflexive, I have to prove that A comma A belongs to R for every choice of A, for every A. Okay, how do I prove that? Substitute A in A minus B plus root 3, B is also A. So, A minus A plus root 3 is root 3, which we know to be an irrational number. So, R is reflexive. Now, we have to check whether it is symmetric and transitive. Okay, when will it be symmetric? That is, if A is related to B implies B is related to A, then A is symmetric, right? Then the relationship is symmetric. Okay, to disprove something, I always told you I have to give a counter example. So, I am going to make a choice. Let A be 0 and B, I am just going to try say minus root 3. Now, what will be A minus B plus root 3? Will be 0. So, I want actually A should be related to B and then I want to say B is not related to A. So, I am just trying this. So, I am going to make a change. I am going to take B as plus root 3 now. That didn't work. So, I am going to check B to be plus root 3. Then what will be A minus B plus root 3? Now, A minus B plus root 3 will be A is 0, B is root 3. So, minus B will be minus root 3. So what should I have done? I should have kept it as minus root 3 only. When I keep it as minus root 3, A minus B will be minus of minus. So, plus root 3 plus root 3, which is 2 root 3. Sorry. So, A is related to B. This is satisfied, which is an irrational number. Therefore, A is related to B. Now, we have to check whether B is related to A. Now, to check whether A is related to B, A minus B plus root 3 must be an irrational number. So, I have taken A to be 0. I have taken B to be minus root 3. So, minus B will be plus root 3. So, root 3 plus root 3, 2 root 3, which is an irrational number. Now, let us check whether B is related to A. For that, what should I prove? I have to prove B is related to A. To prove this, I have to prove B minus A plus root 3 is irrational. Now, what will be B minus A plus root 3? B is minus root 3, A is 0, plus root 3, which is 0. 0 is not irrational. It belongs to rationals, set of rationals. Set of rationals. So B is not related to A. When it will be related? Only if it were irrational. So A is related to B, B is not related to A, therefore R is not symmetric. Next, what is it we have to check? We have to check transitivity. A is related to B, B is related to C. Does it imply A related to C? Okay, now A is related to B means what? A minus B plus root 3 is irrational. B is related to C implies what? B minus C plus root 3 is irrational. What is it you need to prove? A minus C plus root 3 is irrational. Is it going to be true? Again, I told you have to develop intuition in mathematics. You have to play with numbers. So let me take A to be 0, B to be say 2 root 3 and C to be root 3. So I am going to make a choice. A is 0, B is 2 root 3 and C is root 3. Now I am going to check each of the following. Now, is this satisfied? These two should be satisfied. If these two are satisfied, does it imply A is related to C is the question that we are asking. Now, is this in this case, let me take A is 0, B is minus 2 root 3 plus root 3, which is minus root 3, which is irrational. Is this satisfied? B minus C, 2 root 3 minus root 3 plus root 3. So you get 2 root 3, which is irrational. So this is irrational. This is also irrational. Belongs to a set of irrational numbers. Now what about A minus C plus root 3? A is 0. Minus C is minus root 3 plus root 3. What do you get? 0. Which does not belong to set of irrational numbers. As 0 is rational. Therefore, A is related to C. So, A is related to B, B is related to C, but A is related to C is not true. Because we get 0 to be a rational number. So I have taken different values for A, B and C. A as 0, B as 2 root 3, C as root 3. Now A minus B plus root 3 gives me minus root 3. 0 minus B will be minus 2 root 3, C is root 3 minus root 3, which is an irrational number. B minus C plus root 3, if I simplify, I get 2 root 3, which is also an irrational number. However, if you look at A minus C plus root 3, whether it is irrational, what do you get? 0 minus root 3 plus root 3 is 0, which is not an irrational number, it's a rational number. So, A is not related to C. So, no. Therefore, it is not transitive. So, if you look at the earlier slide, we proved that it is reflexive. Yes. Is it symmetric? No. Then it is not transitive either. So it is not an equivalence relation. I hope you enjoyed Maths with RP today. I hope you will go through the video. Maybe you need to look at it, revisit it again and again so that you understand the concepts better. and maybe you can come up with your own examples to disprove certain statements. Looking forward to meeting you again for Max with RP. Until then, goodbye from Revati Parmeshwar. Thank you.